Welcome everybody to Scott Cooks. Today we'll be making some crusty bread in our Ninja Foodi pressure cooker with the smart lid. And a new feature we haven't used yet on the channel is called proof mode. And that's going to help our bread rise. Let's go ahead and get some dough mixed up. I'm going to be making a single dough ball. If you want to double this, have two dough balls, you can just double the recipe. All you got to do is take the second dough ball, put it in an airtight container, stick it in the fridge for like 3 days. But for now, we're just going to use enough ingredients to make a single loaf of bread. And here we go. We're going to start with 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Now, you can use a stand mixer. I don't happen to have one handy, so we're just going to mix it by hand, literally. So here we go. 1.5 cups of flour. Because we're only making one dough ball, I need half of this package of instant yeast. Three-quarters of a cup lukewarm water. Tablespoon of olive oil. Half a teaspoon of salt, but in this case, I'm going to make this Italian bread. So I've got this Italian medley seasoning mix, which includes some salt in it. So just a little bit of that goes a long way. Let's go ahead and start to make the dough ball now. I'm going to start off with just a spoon, but I'm going to probably end up with my hand as I start to knead it. And you can already see I may need a little more water. Maybe not. Maybe not. Let's get all the dry mixed in there. That's looking pretty good. Oh yeah, that's going to work out just fine. All right, we're going to have to get this out. Kind of elasticy. We're going to pull that out. We're going to get a little piece of parchment paper on the table. Sprinkle a little flour on it. Drop that dough ball on it and start to knead it. Okay, you're going to need to keep a little flour handy because if you've never done this before, you need to know that this is quite sticky. And we're just going to keep working that dough until we have a nice dough ball that's not sticky anymore. Feels just about right. Go ahead and get that into a dough ball. Like so. And save the parchment paper. We're going to use it in the Foodi to keep it from sticking to the basket. So we're just basically just going to pick this up and drop it in the basket. Grab your Foodi pot with your basket. And we're going to lay that parchment paper and dough ball right down into the bottom of the basket. We can tear off some of what we don't need. Like so. Let's get that in the Foodi. Close the lid. Make sure your slider is over to the furthest right position. Okay, we want to select proof. We want the time for 50 minutes. And let's set the temperature to 95. and go ahead and start it up. Now this is the first rise. We're going to do this twice, and we'll be removing the dough and the basket after the first rise. Phase 1 is complete. That was 50 minutes, and you can see the dough has, I'd say, tripled in size. And what we're going to do now is just simply punch it down. We're going to take it out of the basket first, and then we're going to punch it down, reform it into a ball, put it back into the pot again, and we're going to add a little water to the pot this time. Creates a little steam. And then we're going to go for phase 2. Let's get it out of the pot. Yeah, it's still pretty sticky. So I'm going to go ahead and get my flour out, and I'm going to just get organized here. I'm going to lay another piece of parchment out because we're definitely going to need it. And I'm going to get some flour on this, and then we're just going to kind of dump that out onto here and punch it, reform it, and then pick this up and put it back in there. That's my plan. And I'm going to get my hands floured up too. Okay, dispose of this one. Oh boy. Alright, let's get this floured up. And we want to press it down and reform it back into a ball. There we go. And you don't want to manhandle it here, you just want to be kind of gentle with it. Get it back into a ball like so. And what I'm going to do is cut this piece, spray it with some, drop it in the basket, and then I'm going to spray it down this time. And let's get this ball. Oops, I want to pinch that shut. Okay, there we go. And we're going back into the Foodi, 95 degrees, 50 minutes. But this time we are going to add a quarter cup of water to the pot before we start. Okay guys, we're not going to go the full 50 minutes here. We're going to go 30 minutes. And we're going to check that dough ball and see if it's doubled in size. If it has doubled in size, it's ready for the final step, which is a steam and crisp, believe it or not. If it's not doubled in size, then we're going to let it go the full time. So we'll check back in 30 minutes. Well, we can see that it has indeed doubled in size. It's been about 20 minutes. So now it's time to finish this bread off. So we're going to use steam and crisp. So down we go. And we want to move our lever to the center. We have to stop the previous process. Move the lever to the center. Sometimes you got to stop first and then move. There you go. I did that wrong. Anyway, we're going to set this to 350. Oops, too far. There we go. Oh, slow down. And we're going to do the last 20 minutes under steam and crisp. So steam and crisp, 350, 20 minutes start. And this is why it was very important to put that water in there. We can't get steam unless we add water. We're going to keep an eye on this after it starts. This will take about 5 to 8 minutes on the preheat. And then we're going to keep a pretty close eye on it after about 10 minutes. because we want it crisp on top, but we certainly don't want to burn our bread after all this work. We are steaming. As you may or may not know, steam does not come from here when you're doing steam and crisp. Steam comes from a port in the back. There, just steamed up the camera for you. We're going to take a peek. We've been going about 5 minutes now. You can hear the air fryer running. Oh, that is a good looking ball of dough, guys. Sorry about the steam. There you go. Yeah, well, we're not ready yet, but we're getting there. Just starting to brown on the top. Look at that. Is that beautiful? Yep. Hear that? We're almost there, guys. I just pulled it out of the Foodi. It is piping hot. I can't mess with it right now. We're gonna let this cool for about 30 minutes, and then I'll remove it. And when it's completely cooled, we'll slice into it and see how we did. Well, there you have it, everybody. Crusty bread right out of the Ninja Foodi 8-quart smart lid. Using the proof feature and steam and crisp. Still a little warm, but we're going to go ahead and cut into that. You hear it? Hear that crusty top on it? That's exactly what we wanted. Fluffy, soft interior, crusty outside. Let's give it a taste. That's really good. Fluffy, has a hint of that Italian seasoning that I put in earlier. That's good. That'd be real good with some butter, maybe a drizzle of honey. All right, that's it. I want to thank everybody for watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, leave me comments, hit that little gray bell for notifications, and we'll see you real soon on the next video.